Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tasha. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. This firmament thing has been on my spirit heavy. I'm sorry. No periodic table, no alien talk. Look, I just jumped right into it, right? The creator did let me rest a little bit, but he just kind of wanted me to go over a few things that people need to be getting. And I mean in preparation for it. So other than the usuals like your water, your tissue, your canned goods, your soap, your toothpaste, your toiletries, there are a few other things that might be important. If you have the means or the resources to have access to a generator, it would behoove you to keep that access open. All right. Another thing, your clothing. Okay, you want to get yourself some clothing that can be worn in more than one season. That is good for. I would like to say what athletes would wear. Meaning materials that would soak up sweat, that would soak up water. That's kind of hard for you to get sick when you're wearing because it's made for the elements. There's a bunch of different elements that we can expose ourselves to, especially depending on your geographic location, right? So if you are in the northeast corridor, then mainly being wet would be your issue, right? If you are in the southeast corridor going midland, being hot would be your main, the main element, or just excess heat, meaning you would have to stay hydrated. Even in the cold, you also have to stay hydrated. But the differences between wet and hot is obviously if you're hot, you're sweating, but that sweat can dry up easier. You can still get sick, but in the cold, it's a little different, right? We know that. So it would behoove you to find clothing that is, and this is in regards to the solar flare. I am not warning people because I think everybody has heard about it, but I'm just putting out a little PSA, just a little reminder, some things that we can get in order to, really just figure out how to be better prepared for situations that we're not really used to being in. Of course, flashlights, batteries, and candles are always good. You want to get you some Flink blankets. Anything that can absorb heat would help you. So pennies, a bunch of pennies, aluminum foil, anything that can absorb heat and block out radiation would be good. You could look up anything that might just be laying around the house that you could use that would assist you and give you a better idea on how to fully navigate this thing. All right. I myself would like to have access, right, to other things, if it makes sense. But some good walking shoes or some good hiking boots, preferably some ones that are water resistant, and some that are made from recyclable, did I say recyclable? That's not a word. Even though we make words up over here, that's definitely not a tolerable word to make up. From recycled goods or garments. So anything that can be considered a recycled garment or that can be used to assist with building up the environment, or something that doesn't necessarily take away from the environment. Okay, I would like to say that those would be some good things, all right, that you could also, get a hold of if you can. if your budget allows it, if you have the resources to do so. I would also say some walkie-talkies. I'm sorry, I had lost my train of thought. Some walkie-talkies would be really good to get. I would also encourage you to really just try to find something that makes you comfortable and can keep you dry, warm, comfortable, and safe. And when I say safe, I'm meaning materials that are good for your skin, things that can be washed out by hand easily, things that you can wear consecutively. Obviously, you would want them to be of good quality, right? You don't want to buy garments or anything that is cheap and is gonna be ripping up. But if you can't, just get what you can afford, right? Whatever makes the most sense, whatever fits into your budget, and whatever you have the means to gaining a lot of different types of wares out of. Whatever you consider to be a good deal, get it, all right? I'm not really suggesting that you guys go to like dollar stores for this stuff because, again, it needs to be good quality, but the dollar store sometimes does have good quality of multiple things, right? So whatever, like I said, fits into your budget, make it work, all right? Also, I'm not telling anybody to go get a gun, but if you can, get it, keep it, find you some bullets, stash them, and keep them in a space where it's easily accessible to you, but like not really a good hiding spot to anyone else, right? It doesn't need to be predictable. It needs to be unpredictable. So no matter where you put it, okay? Also, staying on top of the weather is going to be very important over these next 30 days, not just because of the solar flare, but just because of our health overall. It is pneumonia season. We don't necessarily have like an Indian summer right now, but with all these different fluctuations in the weather, it would be very important for us to get a good handle on these different environments that our body has to acclimate to, okay? So whether it is the, I don't know, the inside, the outside, the car, like some people can do really, really well in the cold, while others, they hate the cold and they really prefer the heat. It's not really about a preference here. It's about what your body can acclimate to and what your body is immune to and what can keep you from becoming sick. Okay, so you know your body better than anyone. Like I would be, find something that would be useful for multiple things. Okay, also, there are tons of different ways to start a fire. Look into it, okay? There are tons of ways to clean your water. Look into it. There are tons of ways to generate energy. Look into it. And I'm saying this from now up until, like I said, 30 days, okay? If you don't know how to swim, because I don't know how to swim either, it would be important to start learning how to, like, literally swim. A compass, learning how to read a compass, learning how to read a map, learning how to gauge whether soil is good enough to plant something in, the different types of soil. There's so many different things going on in our environments, and I think the more we start to educate ourselves on how our immediate environment affects us, so like inside of your house, inside of your job, inside of your kid's school or your school, And then take that a step further, like the neighborhood you live in, the city you live in, the different types of environments in that one city. It's important to learn the climate of people that you live near for multiple reasons, but mainly for safety reasons, your physical safety and your spiritual safety, as well as your financial safety. There's a lot of different spirits that are roaming around right now, and we have to learn how to starve these spirits simply because of what's coming at us. Let's just say we were to get this solar flare, right? Let's just say something was to really go down. Is your household prepared? Is everyone in your household prepared? Do you know exactly what to do? Do you have enough food to stay indoors and you don't have to come out at all? Like, all of this stuff is important because we don't really have a real clue as to what's happening, right? We just know that a lot of this stuff is going to confuse us and shock us if it happens. Some people are going to be scared. Some people are going to be anxious. Some people are going to be excited. Some people are going to actually be outside looking for trouble to get into, whether it's because they are the troublemakers or they're kind of trying to stop the troublemakers. Wherever you fit on that spectrum, I God bless you. I don't know what to tell you except that God bless you, okay? I'm not here trying to tell anyone how to live their lives. I am, however, trying to encourage people to really try to fit themselves into the spaces that they belong in, and kind of just bunker down, kind of just figure out what it is that you can contribute to whatever may be happening, whatever may be going on. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, don't do that, don't do this, do that. I don't tell people what to do. I am, however, giving you insight on some things that we can prepare ourselves for just in case something happens. A lot of people, they don't really take it serious, so they're like, okay, it's not that big of a deal until something happens. And then when something happens, they're like, oh, I woulda, shoulda, coulda, woulda, wish we did this, wish we did that. So before it gets to the point to where you have to be thanking God for, or begging God rather, to take you out of certain environments, then maybe you need to ask him what it is that you need, right? Don't ask me. Don't listen to me. Don't take my word for it. Ask the Creator directly what it is that you need to be doing in order to remain safe. I would say having the right things in your house, making sure everyone in your house is prepared, is like top 2, right, of all priorities. Of course, there are other things that may go on, but in the sense that we are speaking of, like security-wise, and when I say security-wise, I mean your physical security, protecting your home, protecting everything and everyone in your home, making sure you are not ill prepared, okay? Whatever that means for you and to you, you want to make sure you have those things. Even if you have to borrow and barter, whatever is important to you, you might want to get your hands on it, all right? I am myself trying to figure out, what might be the best thing for me. I have a few things in mind that I'm, trying to figure out what I should prioritize, but that has nothing to do with you or the podcast, okay? I'm just trying to do my job and do what the Creator said. And this doesn't have to be for the solar flare, all right? It could be just, like I said, for the next 30 days, all right? But I'm going to end it here. I do love y'all. I hope y'all have been drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea because it's most definitely free. Love y'all. Peace.